everyone, I'm Sugandha and you're watching Ready with HR and I hope so you all are well and you all are waiting for these sessions. Yes, HR course sessions. So I hope so you have seen the earlier sessions which were like module 1 and module 2. Module 1 contains two sessions. First is introduction to HRM, their basic elements, and then was module 2. In that we have discussed what? We have discussed recruitment and selection and then its process. We are proceeding with the process now. So we have already completed what? We have already completed identification of job vacancies, job analysis, sourcing the candidates, how we can source the candidates through external or internal sources. And now today we are going to discuss what? Screening in recruitment. Today we will be discussing screening in recruitment. I'll request if you haven't seen these sessions, please check these sessions from the pinned comment. You can check the title, you can check introduction part, and if you feel that yes you don't need them then you can ignore, right? But I'll request you to check these sessions because this will help you to get an insights into HR more and more and from the basics, right? So let's get started with it and let's have a quick recap. We have done recruitment and selection, right? And recruitment and selection is what? Basically, recruitment and selection is the essential process. These are the two essential processes in HRM that organizations use to identify, attract, and evaluate, and ultimately hire the most qualified candidates for job positions within the company. Okay, so let's proceed with the screening. First of all, what we would be doing, we would be having a general meaning of screening. What is the general meaning of screening? Then we will discuss what is the screening in recruitment, then screening process, and then we will proceed. Okay, so what is the screening? Let's know the general meaning of screening anything. What is the screening? Not only in recruitment, but generally what is the screening? It's basically examining. You can say test or examination to discover anything, or we can say the act or process of examining. So in general, it means testing or examining anything. So how does it relate with recruitment? What is the screening in recruitment? So we can say screening in recruitment is the process of evaluating job applications, resumes or cover letters to identify suitable candidates for a job position. What we are doing, we are evaluating job applications, we are examining job applications, we are examining resumes, cover letters, so that we can identify suitable candidates for the job vacancies we have with the organization. Obviously an essential step that helps recruiters and hiring managers shortlist candidates who meet the basic requirements for the role. We have already set basic requirements, we have already kept, and then we are examining the resumes, applications, and cover letters to shortlist the candidate. The goal of screening is to efficiently narrow down the pool of candidates. Remember, in sourcing, what we have done? We have created a pool of candidates, pool of applicants, ensuring that candidates who proceed to the next stages of the hiring process are the most qualified and relevant for the job. It's not possible that I have accumulated a pool of candidates of around 500 or 1000 resumes. I have around 500 or 1000 resumes. I can't call everyone. I can't call everyone for the interview. I can't keep all the 500 candidates for the interview. I have to filter them out. I have to shortlist these candidates, right? So while evaluating resumes and applications, sometimes we have to conduct preliminary assessments so that we can identify the most suitable candidates. These can be like the skill test. These can be some interviews, prelim interviews. Okay. So let's understand what is the screening process, how we can screen the candidates carefully, efficiently, so that we have the most suitable candidates. So first is establish clear criteria. Now what kind of criteria we have to establish? What we have done in sourcing, we were sourcing the suitable candidates. Now here we are identifying the basic criteria. So it looks like we are looking for a specific qualifications or qualities mentioned in the JD. We have already set, we have already created JD, such as education, years of experience, technical skills, or certifications. So, for example, if you are hiring a software developer, clear criteria might include a degree in computer science and proficiency in specific programming languages, and yes, a minimum 3 years of relevant experience. Now, these are like dummy examples. Don't take like sentimentally that why I'm talking about like this. Like software developer needs to have this much experience. This criteria should be there. These are dummy examples. Okay. Obviously, it will depend upon the company's criteria. A lot of other things. It could be like they need a software developer who is having 3 years of experience. One company needs a software developer who is having 5 years of experience plus this certification. Okay, so criteria will be as per the company, as per the market, as per the position, profile, duties. Okay, so these are only examples. I'm just telling you the examples that what kind of criteria we have to set before we start this process. When we are screening, we must have a clear idea about what we have to actually select, what we have to examine, what we have to test. Fine. Next is review resumes and applications. Now the next step is there, reviewing resumes and applications. Now recruiters carefully review applications to assess candidates' qualifications, experience, skills in relation to the job requirements. You have to review these things when you are checking these resumes, these applications. Now, for example, look for key qualifications such as degrees, certifications, years of experience, specific skills, and achievements. You don't have to be puzzled. If you're having 500 resumes with you, first you have to filter them out. How you have to filter them out? The basic criteria. If the candidates are not fulfilling the basic criteria, then yes, you don't have to shortlist them. So if you're hiring a marketing manager, a candidate's successful marketing campaigns, strategies must be highlighted. Apart from qualifications, degrees, certifications, year of experience, and you can say specific skills and achievements, you need a person who has done successful marketing campaigns. He has great marketing strategies. Next is application specific questions. Now you have seen resumes, you have seen the applications, and you feel that yes, these candidates are good. Like I have 20 resumes, okay, and I feel that 15 of them are suitable. 15 of them are there with whom we can have a conversation so that we can understand actually this person has that skill or not. Okay, each individual in the 15 resumes, from the 15 resumes. Now what you would be doing, you would be asking application specific questions. Like you need to include specific questions in this application process. Like for example, there is a content writing position. Ask applicants to provide a writing sample or describe their approach to CEO optimization. Now writing sample, how they will provide? If you have that basic assessment or test kind of a thing in the screening process. Like you have kept for the content writing position, one assessment, a short assessment is there, including 5 questions, 3 questions, 4 questions, which they have to fulfill. They have to send back to you on the email ID or through certain procedure, certain process, and then you can understand that yes, this person is having unique writing style, unique content writing skills, which will help you to shortlist that candidate. Okay, so you need to set this procedure. So it could be like if applicants are required to answer specific questions in their cover letter or application, the quality and relevance of their responses are considered during the screening process. It should be specific, it should not be generalized, because when you want the person to be specific, like if you're looking for a marketing person, you're looking for a finance person, you need core skills. You need core skills. Not only behavioral questions will work. Yes, if you are hiring someone for customer care position, then yes, behavioral skills matters a lot. What all behavioral skills are there? Then comes the cultural fit. While screening, first of all, application related questions are must. Next is automated application filtering. Now you can see HR recruiter calling script sessions. I have uploaded around 3 to 4 sessions, and one session in which there is a data, like how you can maintain the data in Excel, because yes, it becomes cumbersome when you have large amount of data. Okay, so you can check those sessions from the pinned comment. I'll pin. If you won't find, then please do let me know. That is HR recruiter calling script, and that will be really beneficial for you, that how you can converse with the candidates. That is a generalized calling script. You can add your own questions, you can add your conversation, you can modulate it accordingly. Fine. So you can have an idea, you will have an idea actually, that how you can question people over the phone while screening. Okay. Next is automated application filtering. Now what is this? This is ATS. You might have heard about using applicant tracking system. It helps to automatically filter applications based on specific keywords. Fine. For an HR position, like if you're hiring for an HR position, then keywords like employee relations, recruitment, talent acquisition, payroll can be used. Okay, when you have set those keywords for this profile, then you will get all the CVs which includes these keywords. That's why I focus more on adding these keywords to your resumes, to your CVs, so that your CV and your resume get shortlisted. Okay, because nowadays every company is using applicant tracking system which uses these keywords for certain positions. Like content writing is there, so they would be using content writing, writing skills, like these kind of keywords. In HR we have discussed, in marketing, marketing strategies, marketing, they have used such words. In finance, financial management, financial planning, these kind of words are there. So all those candidates who have used these keywords more and more in their resumes, CVs, cover letters, they will be automatically filtered out and they will be shortlisted. They will be in your screening list. Okay, so then we can check from there. All those candidates whose resumes do not include such keywords will be filtered out automatically. So you can use these applicant tracking systems. Next is fifth is phone screenings. I have discussed in third application specific questions, but here I am mentioning fifth point again, phone screenings, because there I want you to focus on questions. Here I am talking about screening, means if you are screening the candidate, how you will screen it on phone. There we were focusing only on the questions. Here we will be discussing about all other things. That is, you need to conduct a brief phone interviews to assess communication skills and further dwell into qualifications. Like, how are communication skills? For example, for a customer support role, evaluate the candidate's ability to handle difficult customer situations. You can provide them difficult customer situation. You can provide them a normal customer situation even. You can ask them a simple question like if a customer calls you, rings you, or if the customer comes at your place and that person is very aggressive, that customer is aggressive and he start abusing you, or not only abusing, but he starts shouting, or you can say he starts questioning you in any way, how you will deal with the situation. Now, yes, there are several ways when practically these things are done, then there are several ways to handle this. But yes, what comes in my mind when this situation, this type of question is asked with me, that is more important. Okay, so what kind of answer that person is providing will help me to understand the mentality, will help me to understand the behavioral aspect of that person. Because if you have to deal with the customer, if you are in a customer service profile, then you have to be patient, then your patience level should be at topmost. So this is just an example. Okay, so while screening we can check their language proficiency. Candidates without proficiency in the required languages may be screened out. Okay, next, skills assessment. Now, what is the skills assessment? Yes, this is see, you can find these points related with each other. I have mentioned it specifically because I want to focus each aspect specifically. Okay, all these aspects will be checked by you, will be verified, examined by you while screening and giving a call. You don't have to call again and again to ask specific questions or for skills assessment or for anything. Okay, what you can do is, when you have to assess the skills and you have kept the test, then yes, you have to send the test to the candidate, and then after that evaluation, after the test evaluation, if the positive outcome is there, then you have to proceed with the other questions. Okay, and if there is no test system, you have to call this candidate. You can do cold calling, and then you can proceed further. Now, this process will definitely be as per your company norms, as per your HR manager, as per your senior professional who has allotted you this work. This can't be like you have seen on this channel that this is the process and you started following it. No, this is a general guidance that how screening is done, how sourcing is done. You have to ask from your manager, from your reporting manager, that what is the process, and these guidelines can help you to do this screening or sourcing. Okay, because this is the general way of doing screening, sourcing, job analysis and everything. Okay, this applies to every session of mine. So skills assessment, like how you will assess the skills. If a job requires proficiency in a specific programming language, applications lacking mention of that language in the skills section might not progress. You won't shortlist those applications which lack those skills. What specific skills you want in that profile. Like for a graphic design position, request a portfolio, or you can conduct a design task. Evaluate the candidate's ability to create visually appealing and effective designs. Okay, just an example. If there's a process, then yes, you can do this. You can even give your input regarding this to your manager. Like, we can do this in this way. Okay, if they will ask you that how you will do screening for the graphic designer position, then you can say that yes, we can do. If they want to accept this process, then it's fine. If they don't want, then they will tell you what is the process. Fine. But you must have an idea that how these things are done. Next is behavioral assessments. Now, this is also important. You need to use behavioral questions to understand how candidates approach problem solving or teamwork. For a project manager role, for an example, for a project manager role, ask about a challenging project they managed and how they overcome obstacles. Okay, because they would be having obstacles. So, what was the challenging project and how they managed, how they overcome the obstacles? This you need to ask with them. Next is reference checks. Now, this is a reference check, not that background verification and all. When you saw a candidate, then you feel like, yes, references are mentioned. Let me check with the references. Okay. If it's for senior positions, or you can say for mid-level position, even for the fresher position also, you feel that, yes, we can check reference while screening. So you can do this. You can contact previous employers to verify the candidate's work history and performance. And yes, you can ask about their teamwork, ability to meet guidelines, and adaptability as well. But you have to remain professional. You can't ring any employer anytime. You need to maintain your dignity, professionalism while calling other employers. While calling other employers, HR's professionals there. And so you need to see, first of all, so you need to see where you are calling, why you are calling, are you serious about the candidate? Not for every candidate you started doing a reference check. If you feel that yes, there are 10 candidates and 2 or 3 candidates are there, you feel that yes, we need to check the reference check for this candidate because you feel that these are the most suitable candidates. You can do it for this. Otherwise, if your company say that yes, or your manager say that you have to check for every candidate, then yes, you can check. But while screening, normally it doesn't happen that we check for every candidate. It's after this process, like after conducting interview, or once the candidate has been shortlisted for the interview, or before the offer letter process, we do this reference check or background verification. Fine. We would be doing reference check and background verification session separately. This is a big session, how we do background verification, reference check. Here I am giving you just an idea that while screening, it could be that it comes in your mind that yes, we can do the reference check, we can check the other employer. Okay. Next is cultural fit assessment. This is also important. Now, you can assess how well candidates align with their company culture. Because we can say, like, for a startup focused on innovation, ask about their experience in creative problem solving. Is that person culturally fit or not? So this is important. Cultural fit interviews are there. We can conduct these interviews, but not on the phone. You can ask 2 or 3 questions related to the cultural fit if it's really important for your organization. If it's that important that if the candidate doesn't clear cultural fit, then we can't shortlist the candidate. Okay, so you can ask 2 to 3, 4 questions based on cultural fit on the screening as well, or you can have a virtual interview, pre-screening interview, we can say, a virtual interview, telephonic interview as well while screening. Then is social media screening, which is trending nowadays. Everybody wants to check the professional networks. Like whenever I post, whenever I post new sessions over here, then I got messages on my LinkedIn, and even that people have viewed my profile, and then people are sending requests and all. I'm really sorry, I'm not that much updated on LinkedIn, but whenever I visit, I accept the request. But yes, definitely, I haven't updated my profile on the LinkedIn from years actually. So that's not an updated profile. So what companies are doing, they're checking your professional networks like LinkedIn to verify candidates' qualifications and professional network. And yes, look for endorsements and recommendations related to their skills. And seriously, this social media screening is becoming in trend. A lot of people are screening the people just for knowing them through the social media. Okay, so this is a general way also to know anyone. So you should keep your profiles updated. You should keep your profiles related to your profile. Like you must mention those keywords, hashtags more and more on your profile so that you can come in search easily. Okay. Next is assessing soft skills. Now, see, evaluating soft skills like communication, leadership, adaptability. For example, for a sales role, assess ability to build rapport and handle objections. For sales, it's really important. It also includes like you have committed spelling errors, formatting issues, generic cover letters might indicate a lack of attention to detail, or you can say lack of genuine interest in the position, leading to candidates being screened out. We screen the candidates and we see that yes, there are a lot of errors. Few errors are okay, like it could be that out of ignorance, or it could be autocorrect option or something like that. So there are few errors. But if every line or every 2 or 3 line or every para contains mistakes, then yes, there is something fishy about, there is something not that positive or related with the profile. So we can screen out. We won't shortlist during the screening. Now next is consistency across platforms. This is important because see, it could be that you have updated your resume, you have updated your cover letter, and you haven't updated your social media profile, or you have updated your resume, you haven't updated your cover letter, or you have updated your cover letter, you haven't updated your resume, right? It could be like same information is not there on your platforms, on different platforms like social media platform, on resume, application, and in interviews. Like in interviews, when asked regarding the last experience, you are speaking something else, your resume says something else, your social media profile says something else, then there is an inconsistency across different platforms, and that might indicate dishonesty. Yes, it could be due to error also, but you're applying for a job, you're waiting for this, you're desperately looking for a job, why you are not making changes? Fine. So it could indicate dishonesty, and yes, so it won't lead to shortlisting. Means we can't shortlist a profile in which there are lot of inconsistencies. Next is feedback and evaluation. Now, after every screening, you must have a proper feedback system where HRs who have screened, or where the people, recruiters who have screened, must provide proper feedback on candidates. There should be a structured feedback system. They must note the strengths, weaknesses of each candidate to make informed decisions. They must have proper assessment of every screen call. Why they're ignoring a certain person? Like if they feel that from 20 candidates, 15 candidates are there which are okay, and they call 10 candidates because after checking other things, 5 more candidates were not up to that mark, like they do not fulfill the basic criteria. Okay, so we have called 10 candidates, so we must have proper record of those 10 candidates. Proper feedback should be there so that we can evaluate. This is obviously a proper record keeping. Everything should be recorded properly so that we can take decisions. Sometimes it happens that we have shortlisted a candidate on our first pre-screening, and then we screened out, like we didn't proceeded with that candidate, and later on it happens that we need that candidate only. Like from 10 the screened candidates, we feel that okay, 7 people are okay, we left 3 candidates, but afterwards, after 2 or 3 rounds, we feel that those 3 candidates, among those 3 candidates, 1 or 2 candidates were there which we left out. Now we can screen them, now we can proceed with them, now we can call them for face-to-face interview. Okay, so we have to record everything properly. Next is legal and ethical compliance. Now we have to ensure that legal and ethical guidelines should be followed during screening. Avoid questions related to age, gender, religion, or you can say other protected characteristics. Like the people ask about the marital status and then they deep dive. Like it happens several times. People say me that a lot of personal questions were asked during interview to me. Mainly in the case of females, people ask a lot of questions if they say that they are divorced, or they are single, or they are separated, like whatever status they say. So recruiters or the people interviewing ask deep questions inside, that what happened, why it happened, and it how many years passed, like these questions. And candidate is not that much interested to share. 1 or 2 questions are okay. If you're asking, fine, 1 or 2 questions you can ask, but not deep dive into such questions. They don't want to answer, and that's fine. That's their own personal life. On age, you are asking a lot of questions, on gender, on religion, community, caste. Okay, so you need to avoid these kind of questions. You need to be legal and ethical. You must comply with the rules and regulations of your company as well. Now, the last is timely communication. Now, what you have to do, keep the candidates informed about the status of their application. You need to inform them properly. If you have shortlisted or you have kept few candidates aside for a time being, then you must inform them. Timely communication, even rejections, reflects professionalism. That yes, I have got a call and they have kept my profile side. They would be calling me after 1 month or 2 months. Okay, so you can maintain this process. This will reflect professionalism. So this is all from my side. I hope so I made it clear. Let's have a quick recap, or you can say let me summarize it. So screening is basically a vital step in the recruitment process, ensuring that only the most qualified candidates progress to subsequent stages, to the next stages, such as interviews and assessments, because we can't waste time if the candidates are not qualified as per our basic criteria. Here I'm not talking about the basic qualification. Here I'm talking this, the most qualified candidates means the candidates who qualify that basic criteria. Okay, so qualification is that basic criteria here. So it helps streamlining the hiring process, saving time and yes, resources, while ensuring that the candidates selected for further evaluation are well suited for the job. Okay, they should be well suited for the job. And we have to remember, yes, what we have to remember that screening process should be tailored to the specific requirements of the job. Specific requirements of the job. It should relate with the job only. And by combining various methods like skills assessment, behavioral interviews, reference checks, we can thoroughly evaluate candidates and make well-informed hiring decisions. Okay? So this is all screening. I hope so I made it clear. And yes, what all sessions you want to have. And if you're watching, please do let me know in the comment section if it's helpful, right? I would be waiting for your comments. Fine. So till next video, all the very best to stay happy, stay safe. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.